With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Retro Kart League fires things off for race number 1, season number 1, right here at Old School Phoenix International Raceway. That's right, these open wheel drivers going to give us a little bit of a old school battle here over the next 12 weeks. Who will we see rise to the occasion here in the season opener and take the checkered flag? How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here on a Friday night for some Lotus 79 action. That's right, some old school IndyCar feel out here, and we're going to rip around this 1 mile track at blazing fast speeds. Track temperature just around 120 degrees. Fans in the stands a little bit cooler, just around 70 for the air temperature, and all the fans that are beginning to file into the stands. You can see cars on track. Back behind your race information. So what do you say we go ahead and jump to some of your qualifying numbers? There you have it, right over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Sean Langton taking the top of the speed charts right now. Quick time belongs to that number 30, 23:61 around this 1 mile track. Perry Vance right there in second. And oh my goodness, tried to breathe and never mind. Razor cut right there inside the top 5. Quentin Nuttall here tonight, as well as Austin Dabbs back there in that 2 machine. Looking back through the field, looks like a 17-car field and all 17 drivers already qualifying, so that's going to be it. That's going to be the way they roll off the starting grid here tonight at Phoenix International Speedway in the Retro Kart Racing League right here on iRacing.com. Sean Langton takes the pole position in the inaugural event here for the Retro Kart Series. As the music fades, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, head trackside for the national anthem. Then we'll head to the starting grid for your starting lineup. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We will be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside as drivers set to roll off the starting grid. You can hear those familiar bells in the background. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here from Phoenix International Raceway, starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter for the inaugural race here with the Retro Kart League. Inside of that, number 30, Sean Langton. Barry Vance just to his outside. Riley Hayes back right there behind him. The Ray Zerkut in the 27 machine. Row number 3, Michael Taylor and John Hamby. Bill Smitham and Marshall Crocker Jr. round out row number 4. Row number 5 tonight in that 61 machine. Marcellus Bruning, followed by Chris Brown, rounding out your top 10. Quentin Nuttall and Chuck Knobb back in row 6. Row number 7 here tonight from Phoenix belongs to Stephen Rosman and Jason Davis. Austin Dabbs, James Marabello back in row 16. Rounding out the field, Juan Garland, and the music fades. And we're going to get set to go green flag racing here from Phoenix for the first time in the Retro Kart League. Let's get a little closer to the action. There you can see front of the field, Shane Langdon already beginning to walk away from Barry Vance, running in a quick second. Riley Hayesback right there still in third. 1, 2, 3 on the track, right where they qualified. Quentin Nuttall back here in the rear of the field. He's making up a handful of positions early here tonight. Gonna have to get what you can get early before these machines begin to lighten up on the fuel load. And we'll have to see just how long. Oh, in contact trouble. The 55 goes around. The 55 catches the 37. And, well, no, not the 37. I believe that may be the 12 or the 77 of Chuck Knobb. Big time trouble early here. Lap number 2. We see the first caution flag fly. A handful of drivers get by this 37. Hertz Cummings sponsored Lotus 79 getting his way by. That's Chris Brown. Brown barely scraping through. I tell you what, I do believe we have an onboard camera of this incident. Let's go back. Let's ride with Chuck Knobb in that 77 machine. There you can see the trouble up in front between the two drivers. They go around and nowhere to go, up and around. And that's going to be some hard, heavy impact for 3 drivers. Make that 4. On these opening handful of laps. Bill Smitham also involved. Let's take an onboard camera shot here with Smitham as he's almost into the outside wall. There you can see catching the 55s going up and over. Oh my God. Already early trouble here tonight for a handful of drivers. And that's going to put us back at the front of the field with your race leader behind the iRacing pace car for the first time this season for the Retro Kart League. Early trouble tonight for multiple drivers. And a handful of drivers all ready to pit road. 7 drivers down to pit road right now. We're going to try to keep our eye on who's down there fixing damage and who is just down there for a routine stop. Check the car over, make sure they didn't run over any parts or pieces out there flying around after that hard, heavy impact with the outside wall. Smitham goes for a ride. Is still at the front of this field. The Copenhagen, number 7 of Sean Langton, just to his outside. How about that admin box, number 26 of Perry Vance. Started second, remained second. Quick man right behind him, Riley Fiddler Hadesbeck. The 28 machine right there behind them. Ray Zerkut still sitting in the 4th spot. Michael Taylor right where he qualified in the 5th position. Johnny Hamby still right where he qualified as well, sitting back in 6th. There's a quick look at that number 15 RCA sponsored Lotus 79. And for all you IndyCar enthusiasts, you got to be loving this one right here. Definitely a throwback. You know, Lotus 79 is not just a cute little name. Well, these cars were driven right around that time, right around that 79, 80 era through the IndyCar series. Look a little bit blockier, a little less driver-friendly is what we'll call it. You don't have all those bells and whistles that we do in the current Indy cars. You're able to make a handful of changes. You can change up some of the brake bias from front to rear. You do still have those ARB changes. You do still have those anti-roll bar changes that you can make here in these Lotus cars, but very limited changes, very limited things that drivers can do inside the cockpit. Nowhere near the sophistication of the current Indy cars that are out right now here on the iRacing.com platform. Those IR18s, absolutely phenomenal machines. You can change everything from your fuel mix to your brake bias to a weight jacker that helps you control the car a little bit more under certain conditions. So we'll have to see how these drivers deal with the aero push. That's something also that these IndyCar drivers are very known to talk about, is how bad is that aero push? When you get into dirty air, how much does it force your car to the outside wall? It doesn't really make your car loose. That's why it's referred to as the aero push. You'll get into that dirty air and your car just kind of washes up the track some to the outside wall because, well, there's no downforce on the front end to keep it stuck in line. And the pace car down and away, and we're getting ready to drop the hammer once again. Green flag flies here from Phoenix. Lap number 7 now underway out of the 80 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Langdon jumping off and away from the field. Quick start on the gas and up through the gearbox. Langdon leads this field. He's going to step away. Half a second advantage already over second place. Quick running there. Another half a second back to Riley Fiddler-Hadsbeck. And I tell you what, we'll go ahead and drop that timing and scoring down for you this time around. There you have it, just to the left-hand side of your screen. You can follow along just like we do here. The fastest lap of the race turned in by second place runner Perry Vance at 24:33. That's going to be close to the qualifying effort. And actually, I think, about a half a second or so off of the qualifying time by Langdon. So Perry Vance got a lot of speed in his machine. Let's jump back to a battle, though. Let's go back here between the 15 and the 98. Johnny Hamby going to take the high side, take the position away from Quentin Nuttall. Nuttall going to fall back into the 7th spot. Still a good run so far here for Nuttall in that 98. He's going to take a look to the inside. Not going to be able to grab that position back, but he's up 4 spots. Stefan Rossman right there as well. Rossman in that 31 machine. There you can see him looking for some clean air on the front of the nose, trying to get himself back up there to be able to battle with the drivers in front. And a big moment there for that 98. He's going to lose a little bit of time. And it looks like we've got drivers on pit road still after that on-track incident. 1 retirement. And that will be the guy that was up and over, looking at the sky from time to time. A little bit of a roller coaster ride here at Phoenix. Bill Smithman, the 55, out of tonight's race. Marcellus Bruni and Chuck Knob, both of those drivers down there letting their pit crews go to work. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to get back out there on track. And there it is. We've got drivers breaking that qualifying time at 23:32. Turned in by Johnny Hamby, 6th driver in line. Your pole time was a 23:61, so these drivers in the draft definitely picking up a little bit of pace, having a little more speed in these machines. Battle's starting to go away. Let's go back here to a tight battle just outside of your top 10, 12th, 13th on the track. That's Austin Dabbs and James Marabello going at it. You can see that Corona sponsored. Number 12 of Marabello trying to make up a position. He's got Juan Garcia Garland right behind him. And we'll see if Juan can get one more position here and try to make his way into a solid top 10. We got some heat going on at the front. Let's jump back to your race leader, because 2nd and 3rd have begun to reel in. Your race leader, the Copenhagen-sponsored number 30 of Sean Langdon, looking to secure that top spot. We'll see if there's any blocking. We'll see if there's any dirty air pushing going on here. Something very familiar to a lot of these drivers in the IndyCar ranks. Feeding the drivers behind you a little dirty air, making it a little tougher of a go at it. But for now, it doesn't look like RFH having any trouble. Almost into the outside wall. They're going to have to be careful as the admin box 26 machine of Perry Vance makes a little bit of a twitch. That's going to put Hadsbeck in a bit of a predicament. He's going to have to back out of the gas, stay just about a car length off of him now as they head back into turn number 3 here at Phoenix Raceway. We're just about 20 laps into tonight's 80-lap feature event. top three now make it for very close, running with each other. The 28 of RFH gonna go to the bottom of the racetrack. And yeah, we're already giving out nicknames here. Already giving nicknames here in race number 1 for the Retro Card League here on iRacing.com. Each and every Friday night, we're going to bring you some great open wheel action over the course of the next 12 weeks. So while you're here, while you're enjoying some great old school IndyCar action, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy the content they're putting out there for you, and go ahead and drop that thumbs up. Close right there into turn 1. Oh my goodness, did you see how close that 28 was? That's going to open up the door. Once again, now Perry Vance looks to the inside. Vance going to look to the inside, back to turn number 3. Going to have the spot for now. A little bit of a twitch down there, wiggling on the bottom of the racetrack, cutting it to the apron. Not going to be there at the line. Vance going to be forced to stay in third for the time being. They'll go back side by side. Once again, a little bit of a wash up there in turn 1. And heads bent. Gonna take that second position back once again. Ray Zerkut now moving into the mix. You can see Zerkut starting to reel in the admin box 26 machine. This battle in front has begun to close the gaps back behind him. Michael Taylor, Johnny Hamby beginning to move their way up into the mix there. You can see all these drivers starting to trickle back into a big pack here at Phoenix Raceway, all the way back to the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. We see Nuttall earlier battling for spots and for positions with the 37 of Chris Brown. Marshall Crocker right there as well, rounding out your top 10. Crocker falling 2 positions from where he qualified. Hard heavy action here, as I believe James Marabello may have some trouble. Looks like the 12 Corona machine of Marabello having some issues. Ray Zerkut also with an issue now. A little bit of connection problems, some electrical issues for a handful of drivers out there tonight. We'll continue to jump around the track, continue to try to bring you some great racing action here from Phoenix Raceway. Stefan Rossman with a little bit of an evasive move down on the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like he's actually going to parlay that into a position. The 31 going to take the spot away from the 98 of Quentin Nuttall. We're watching the battle right here. 4th, 5th on the racetrack. Michael Taylor sits in 4th. Johnny Hamby running in 5th. Hamby looking for that spot. We got a battle for the race lead. Let's get back up there, fans. Let's get back to the battle for the top spot. And caution on the track. Looks like the 2 of Austin Dabbs has had some problems. The Fly Saudi Leyland, the number 2 of Austin Dabbs, with a little bit of trouble, a little slow on the track. Tell you what, do we got that one queued up? Looks like we're getting a thumbs up from the production booth just beside us. So why don't we check out, see what happened here? On a little bit of a slow, lazy spin. Everybody else getting around, going around. Everybody missing it, so there it is. No harm, no foul. The number 2 goes around, gets it corrected, and will drive off and try to rejoin the race leaders at the front of the field. So we'll rejoin the front of the field as well. Langdon still in front of the field. He's going to peel off for pit road. How many come with him? Looks like he's going to bring a large number of drivers down pit lane this time with him. There you can see them all working their way down pit lane. We've got one driver trying to stay out here, looking for a little strategy play. The Corona, number 12 of James Marabello. A little bit of an electrical issue for a moment, but Marabello right back with us. And the Magic Man up at the front now. Marabello going to move up 15 spots and take the race lead here on lap number 25. Second caution of the evening. I mean, 25 laps in and staying out. I don't know. I'm not so sure I like that strategy. I'm not so sure I like the odds of Marabello being able to keep that 12 machine out front. How about the pit stop, though, out of the 22 crew? Michael Taylor and his crew right here. You can take a look at Taylor. No sponsors on that 22 machine. Looks like he's still trying to find some financing out there, but the 22 with a great pit stop. Fastest pit stop of them all, and he's going to move off of pit road And into the second position to win the race off of pit road. Your pole sitter right behind him, going to line up in third for the restart. Riley Fiddler heads back right there, running in fourth. Now Hamby up to fifth. Perry Vance going to lose a handful of positions on this pit stop exchange. Vance going to fall back to sixth. There you can see Vance. Stefan Rossman looking for a good run, a good start to his season. Everybody back behind the pace car once again. So, as we should see the one to go this time by, let's jump back up here with your race leader. This is going to be an interesting one, race fans, because, again, 25-lap old tires. He's not going to have the grip that the drivers behind him have. I mean, it's plain and simple. I mean, you can take the heavy 10 tops that a lot of us are accustomed to seeing here on iRacing and on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and 25-lap old tires, that is a huge difference. I mean, even at small, short tracks like the NASCAR boys are at this week in Bristol Motor Speedway, 25-lap fresher tires. Taylor, Langton, Hadesbeck, Hamby, Vance, they're going to feel like Superman, and feeling like Sliding Man is going to be the driver behind the wheel of that 12. Mirabello going to have his hands full for this restart. And here we go through turn number 3. iRacing pace car down and away, waiting for your race leader to drop the hammer. And away we go. Green flag flies in a quick move to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make short work of that 12 machine is the 22 of Taylor. Taylor going to take the top spot away with a fair amount of ease before they work their way through turns 1. Langdon now stuck to the high side. Oh, and into the wall. He's going to go up and around and over. Or, well, doesn't go over, but he goes, oh, in contact. We got big time trouble now. Big time issues, big time trouble. Staying out did not pan out for Mirabello. And let's take another look at this one. There's the contact between himself and pole sitter Sean Langton, and then back down across the track. Nowhere to go for that 37 of Chris Brown, making contact. Tough trouble here tonight for a handful of drivers. And let's take a look. There you can see Mirabello coming to a crawl. Chris Brown caught up involved. Let's take a look how Brown got caught up in this incident. Now just down across the track, right into the right rear tire, sliding on his lid. Oh my gosh. We do have an in-car camera. Let's take a look here real fast. We already got a thumbs up. The driver is okay, so we'll show you this in-car camera and just, right up and over, and just a long slide on the lid. Something you never want to see, especially in these open wheel machines, or for any machine for that matter. And upside down is the 37. And Chris Brown going to have a long night now. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to get off of pit road with that significant damage, because no fast repairs here in the Retro Kart League. You run what you brung, and you hope you don't have to go home early. A handful of drivers are looking at early exits here tonight, as we're on caution number 3, lap number 31 here in the 80-lap main event tonight from Phoenix International Raceway. We started tonight's race with 17 drivers, a handful of them involved in this latest one. We've got 2 retirements already, and it looks like we may be adding to that list very shortly. Marcellus Brooding, Chuck Knob, both caught up and involved in an early incident here tonight. They are still trying to beat and bang massage on their machines and get it back out on the track, see if they can't gain a position or 2 by the course of the end of the race. Langdon, your pole sitter, significant heavy damage on that Copenhagen number 30, and Langdon going to be stuck on pit road for quite a while. James Mirabello in the 12 machine also with issues. The Corona sponsored number 12, the Lotus 79, going to be on pit road for quite some time. The 37 to Chris Brown, we went along for a scary ride and slide with Brown. He's going to be on pit road for quite an extended stay as well. It looks like pit road will be closing this time by, so 10 drivers still out there on track, still behind the iRacing pace car as the field gets the one finger wave. This time by, we'll head back to Green Flag Racing here from Phoenix Raceway. Field single file back behind the iRacing pace cars. It's set to hit pit road. This time around, we'll hit the gas and get back through the gears, go back. Green Flag Racing once again. There you go. Left-hand turn. Restart zone just ahead and on the gas. Green flag flies as Taylor tries to step away. Heads back with a good restart. He's all over that rear spoiler right now. Not able to close any distance. He's going to lose some ground through turns number 1. Looks like the closest battle after the restart. Just outside of your podium spots. Battle 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack. You can watch Perry Vance, Stefan Rossman, and Marshall Crocker going at it right here on track. There you can see that red, white, and blue dominoes. Number 20 of Crocker. And he's going to gain a ton of time through the corner. Look at the gain through turn number 1. He's going to duck down to the bottom of the racetrack. Look for position in turn 3. Can he keep it down there, hugging that yellow line? Going to slide up just a little bit. Close quarters racing back down the front stretch. And for now, Rossman keeps that 5th position. Back down to the inside. Heads the 20. And Crocker not quite going to get there, so this battle will rage on for another handful of laps. Meanwhile, front of the field, single file with a new race leader at the front, the 28 machine of Riley Fiddler-Hadesbeck. So 4 race leaders, 3 cautions here tonight from Phoenix International Raceway for race number 1, season 1 in the Retro Kart League. Right here on the iRacing.com platform. That's right, the #1 racing simulator in the world. If you're wanting to jump behind some open wheels, maybe you want to get behind a NASCAR machine. How about some of those GTs, Daytona prototypes? We've got Formula 1 style cars. We've got the Indy cars. We've got dirt. We got it all. If you want to go rally cross racing, iRacing has got it too. That's why they are the premier simulator. Race teams from around the world all utilizing iRacing.com. So if you're looking to rub elbows with some of the drivers in this league, or maybe find yourself running across one of those big names, you gotta jump on iRacing.com. Right here is where it's at. I promise you that. Once you come back over here, you'll set those other games down and realize what it's like in a simulator. A lot of these drivers in VR, so very realistic for a lot of these drivers. Excuse me, had to clear my throat there just for a moment. Very realistic for these drivers. They can feel every single bump, every single slide of the tires. And I tell you what, while we're talking about it, why don't we go ahead and give you a shot here. Let's go on board. You see the head movement right here with your race leader, Riley Fiddler-Hadesbeck, as he continues to start to build a gap here. Hadesbeck already up to a 7/10 of a second lead over Michael Taylor. So you can see just how much these drivers are on the gas. Take a little listen here. There it is, a ride around the track one time with the race leader, Riley Fiddler Hadesbeck. And Hadesbeck really just feathering that gas, never truly completely out of the gas. So Hadesbeck with one heck of a run here tonight, looking like he's got about a half a second here. Battle for the second and third position, the RCA number 15 of Johnny Hamby. He's looking like he wants that second spot. Going to look to the inside of Taylor down into turn number one. That's where we've seen Taylor be super strong. Now he's stuck running the high lane now. How will his car adjust? How will it move through the rest of the race? We're halfway through tonight's season opener here at Phoenix Raceway. So I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and get to your mid-race report, your driver highlights and spotlights, and we'll jump right back with the man at the front of the field, showing the way in that top spot. Sitting in first place right now, Riley Fiddler Hadesbeck looks to begin the season with a checkered flag. He sits in first, 3/10 in front of the field. Michael Taylor led a handful of laps here. Now that 22 trying to track down your race leader. Once again, the 22 of Michael Taylor sits in second. Johnny Hamby, he's up 3 positions from where he qualified tonight, outside of the top 5. Now rounding out the podium positions, can the RCA, sponsor number 15, Lotus Machine, get a little bit further up through the field, maybe battle for that race lead? We'll have to wait to see here in just a moment. We've got a battle for the race lead and a pass. Michael Taylor looking down to the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he will complete the pass. Not quite just yet. And there it is, going to have it through the dog leg as he heads into turn number 3. Let's take a look back now at your 4th place runner in the admin box, number 26. That's Perry Vance. Vance started in second. He's fallen back to 4th right here. We'll see if Vance can get himself back to the front as the front of the field begins to stack up and into the outside wall. Big trouble now for Vance. Big trouble for Vance. He's going to fall back to 4th, and now Stephen Rossman going to move into the 4th position. Let's go check out your biggest mover in for that. We're going to stay right here. Stephen Rossman up 9 positions from where he qualified, from outside of your top 10 now to knocking on the door of a podium. What a run early here tonight through the first half of the race. And Rossman looking to finish things off the same way they've been going, and that's by moving to the front. 17 drivers took to the starting grid. We have got a handful of retirements. Looks like 3 drivers out of tonight's race. Austin Dabbs, Ray Zerkut, Bill Smitham gonna walk away with 15th, 16th, and 17th tonight. Marcellus Bruni and Chuck Knob still here at the track, still trying to fix up their machines to get back on the racetrack. But we are down to just 8 drivers left on the lead lap as we got a hot and heavy battle for the race lead. Let's stick right here, guys. Let's stay with the battle at the front of the field. Continue to watch these drivers going at it. It's a 3-car show at the front of the field, but don't count out Rossman just yet. Waiting in the wings. If one of these drivers makes a mistake, he's going to be right there to pounce and talking about it. There it is. Move to the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to grab the spot away from the 15 of Hamby. Hamby now going to be forced to try to make a run, get a look back to the inside, but the 31 of Rossman covers that move off. Now move back to the bottom for your race leader, Michael Taylor, and he's gonna lose that top spot once again. Hadesbeck pulling the crossover and gonna take the spot back, and here comes Taylor once again moving to the bottom in 3 and 4. We're watching lead change after lead change here tonight at Phoenix Raceway. Side by side, your top 2 drivers. Here comes Rossman up another position, sitting in 3rd, close racing right there with Hamby right on his rear spoiler. I'm so accustomed to saying rear decklet, it just sounds a little funny being on the rear spoiler, being on the rear wing right here. And I gotta ask myself too, how these drivers are handling, how these cars, how the cars are handling, and how these drivers are handling these changing conditions, not just with the tire grip, but also with the rubber being laid down, how are these drivers dealing with this handling right now? Is there many changes going on with some of those anti-roll bars? It's going to be interesting to find out who was making some changes and who was just running what they brung it back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Taylor looking to take that top spot back once again. Hamby going to grab the third spot back away from Rossman. And Rossman loses a little bit of ground this time by the time they get to turn number 3. And this time by will be down to 24 laps to go here from Phoenix Raceway. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. If you just joined us, you're watching the Retro Kart League right here on iRacing.com, the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we've got trouble once again on the track. Caution flies for the 4th time here tonight. Looks like the 39 of Jason Davis may have been involved in this one. Davis a little bit slow. And looks like we'll get an update on that. We got footage. All right, so let's go back here. Let's see what happened with the 39 of Jason Davis. There we go. Just touches that apron. Oh, hard impact with the front wall. That's going to tear up that front wing. And that's all it takes. Just a little bit of touch on that yellow line. We'll switch the cameras up for you, and let's take a look here. Here we go. There we go. We got it now. Down the front stretch with a ride along with the Momo wheel on board. Oh, yeah, it just comes around. He just loses the rear end of the car and into the outside wall. He's going to stuff that front spoiler into the wall, and it looks like a handful of these drivers at the front are going to come to pit road. Crocker to pit road. Hadesbeck to pit road as well. Michael Taylor, Johnny Hamby, Stefan Rossman going to stay out. Juan Garland also going to stay out here on lap number 25. And I don't know, race fans. I don't know about you, but I don't like the call. I don't like staying out on old tires, especially in these open wheel machines. We were last to pit road, I believe, right around lap 25. So these drivers have been out there for quite a while on these tires. And I tell you what, while we're talking about the pit strategies, while we're talking about the tire strategies, what do you say we just go ahead and throw up the graphic for you, let you see it for yourself, the way things are going right now for everybody out there. Let's take a look real quick. There you can see Michael Taylor. Last time he was on pit road was way back at lap number 25. He's been out for 34 laps now on these tires. You can see your top 4 drivers. 34 lap old tires, 33 lap old tires for the rest of the field. That graphic will change here as we come back around to the timing and scoring loops. You can see right there behind Hadesbeck's name, just a little blip of that yellow. He's got fresh tires now. He's gonna be super fast. Will he be super aggressive? How much does he want this race win? Who wants to take that title of first ever season winner in the Retro Kart League? I don't know about you, but I know if I'm one of the drivers behind the wheel here tonight, I want those fresh tires, and I want to put my name in the history books here tonight with the Retro Kart League. So we've seen a long green flag run there, over 30 plus laps of green flag racing for these Retro Kart Series drivers. And the iRacing pace car lights have went back out. We are ready to go back green flag racing this time around. Michael Taylor, Johnny Hamby, Stefan Rossman, Juan Garland, all with old tires. They're going to be your top 4. How quickly can Riley Hadesbeck work his way around the drivers on the old tires and get to the front? We're going to have to keep our eye on that 28 machine. He was one of your fastest drivers before the caution. He will be one of the fastest drivers after this caution. Here we go, pace car down and away. Let's get this thing back underway, and green flag flies. Once again, Taylor gonna jump on the gas, catch Hamby sleeping. Hamby now gonna have to deal with Rossman. Rossman all over him. One not getting as good of a start either. Garland gonna lose about a half a second. Heads back. Mired in traffic right now. He's gonna be stuck in that 5th position. We'll watch the timing and scoring, trying to see how Hadesback comes back up through this field. But for now, let's stay right here. Battle for the race lead. Michael Taylor showing the way. And this is one way you can get some sponsored and some sponsorships and some financial help, trying to get some logos on that 22 machine. I am a big fan of orange, though. So, I gotta say, I like the color choice. We'll see if the tire choice was the right choice here in a handful of laps. And we've got a battle for the race lead. The RCA 15 jumps to the bottom of the track, and he's going to put down the fastest lap of the race this late into the going. Lap number 64, we see the fastest lap of the race turned in a 23:19. Will we see a 22 before it's all said and done? Side-by-side drag race back to the line. It goes to Hamby for the moment. The Taylor stuck to the high side right now. Rossman right there behind him, waiting in the wings. The 31 machine going to let this battle unfold in front of him. And I'm pretty impressed at these top 4 right now. I'm looking at the timing and scoring, and you can see the 28. He's still stuck back there in 5th. He hasn't been able to do anything with Garland just yet. And that's boding well for these drivers battling at the front of this field as well. The more time they can keep heads back in the running order, the better off they're going to be. The 98 of Quentin Nuttall, he's going to grab a position away from Marshall Crocker. Crocker now going to fall back to 7th as Nuttall moves to 6th. Closer and closer to that 22-second mark. Fastest lap now belongs to Headsback. He's going to run a 23:16, so things heating up with less than 15 to go. Back across the stripe once again. Michael Taylor continues to lead this race, and he's going to begin to knock on the most laps led here tonight. 23:07 now turned in by Headsbeck, and he's still stuck in 5th, not able to get by Garland just yet, and time is beginning to run out. Just over a 1-second deficit, but as these drivers continue around the track, the sand is slowly trickling away. The time is running out. Can Headsback do something with those fresh tires? In contact with the outside wall. Oh no, big trouble for Jonathan Hamby. Johnny Hamby goes around, and we've got our 5th caution of the night. 11 laps to go. Oh my goodness. You see, utilizing that tow truck button, Hamby gonna hit pit road, so let's go. Let's check the replay here. It just gets loose at the top, comes down the track, and he's gonna collect the 31 of Rossman. Rossman gonna get involved in this one. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at this from Rossman's point of view. There you can see up and over and into the outside wall. Looks like the steering definitely broken on that 31. You can see the wheel cocked sideways while he is going down the front stretch. And it is going to be a handful just to get this thing to turn. Big, tough break here late in the going for the 31 of Stefan Rossman. Also for Jason Davis. Jonathan Hamby running very well. And all 3 have trouble. And we'll jump back behind your race leader. Ooh, hot and heavy action here. I'm telling you, less than 10 to go. I believe we'll see about 8 laps remaining when we see the final green flag, or what we may see the final green flag fly. We're going to take a quick sponsor commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back to the run to the checkered flag here from Phoenix. Welcome back, trackside race fans, as we are down to under 10 to go. The iRacing pace car lights go out. We've seen our fifth caution flag fly back at lap number 69. With a little bit of a lazy spin on the high side, the 15 of Johnny Hamby going to see his night come to an end. He's going to collect a handful of drivers with his issues in moments, and we're going to be set up for a sprint to the end. Does anybody have anything for Michael Taylor? Juan Garcia Garland right there in second with Riley Fiddler. Heads back, running in third. Who's going to round out your podium? Who's going to take the checkered flag and heads back? Do anything from third with those fresher tires? We're going to have to find out right here, right now. Taylor has got to get on it. Into the restart zone we go. Pace car down and away we go. Green flag flies as Taylor nails the gas and he scoots away from the field. Quick jump on the loud pedal for Taylor as he steps away. We're going to watch this battle for second, third, and fourth for a moment. Michael Crocker now knocking on the door of a podium spot. What's going to happen here with second and third? 7 laps to go. 6 moving across the line this time by. Looking to the bottom, searching for a spot. Can he get the job done? They'll pull even by the time they get to turn 1. Now the 28 going to stuff it into the corner hard on the bottom of the racetrack with those fresh tires. It's no problem. Move heads back to second. Five phalanges going to go on display as everybody crosses the start-finish line. 5 laps now remaining. Can Michael Taylor keep heads back at bay? Last time around, the 28 was just a tick faster. And oh, we've got another caution. We've got more trouble. The 98 of Quentin Nuttall has some issues. The 98 of Quentin Nuttall with issues, slow on the track. Looks like it may have been some trouble with the outside wall. The left rear looks like it's a little pushed in, so we'll see if this was a spin, a self-spin, or if there was some contact. Let's go check the replay real quick. And yeah, just down there on the apron. Oh boy! How about Rossman, man? Just getting by right there. Oh my goodness. With this late race caution, I wonder if we're going to see the green flag fly again. Old school cars, old school track, old school feel, where we see old school rules and keep this thing under caution. Will we see a green-white checkered? We've got 3 laps remaining now. I don't know, we may see a one-lap shootout to decide this thing. It may come down to who can get on the loud pedal and stay in the gas. Who's willing to send it here tonight from Phoenix? Man, I don't know. I hope we see this thing go back green. I'm not sure if we're going to see a green-white checkered with the old school feel. The old school rules in place. We'll have to wait to see what the pace car does this time around. Do we see the popsicle sticks on display? And it does indeed look like as drivers cross the start and finish line. 2 laps to go. Pace car lights remain on in this very well may finish tonight's race here from Phoenix Raceway. Race number 1 may have a little bit of a slower finish than what we were anticipating. Some big fireworks on the track. A lot of drivers caught up and involved in some incidents here tonight. Phoenix International Raceway not being not playing nice here tonight for a handful of these teams. And it looks like we've got 6 retirements, a handful of drivers still out there trying to fix their cars and get back on track. The crew members for the 61 team and the 77 have been down there working feverishly since very early here tonight. And it looks like we will finish this thing under caution, so walking away with the checkered flag, putting his name in the history books. Caution flag gonna fly late, and that's gonna allow Michael Taylor to not have to worry about the fresh tires behind him. So a great strategy call for the 22 and his entire crew, and they're gonna put this thing in victory lane for the first time here with the Retro Kart League, capturing the checkered flag in the inaugural race of season number 1. Michael Taylor gets the job done. He qualified 5th, moves up 4 positions, and he's going to walk away with the top spot with the checkered flag and the race win. And out of turn 3 for the final time behind the pace car, we'll see this thing come to an end. And there you have it. We'll make it official this time around, and there it is. Race is now official. It is now in the books, and walking away with the checkered flag. Driver inside of that 22 machine. You're looking at him right there on screen. He's not going to have those financial woes or sponsor problems after this one, I can guarantee you. And Michael Taylor going to walk away with the first checkered flag here for the Retro Kart Series. There you can see his fellow competitors coming up, giving him a little bit of congratulatory revs of the engine. And that's going to do it for the race here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. We're going to step away for just a brief moment, see if we can't line some of these drivers up for some post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, fans. As we get ready to wind things down here tonight from Phoenix Raceway, we'll be right back. backtrack side at the conclusion of tonight's feature event in the Retro Kart series right here on iRacing.com. What a night it was to kick things off in these open-wheeled old-school machines. The Lotus 79 putting on a show here tonight. And with the drivers having some other prior obligations, we're just going to jump right into your finishing order here tonight. Walking away with the checkered flag in hand. Inside of that 22 machine, taking the top spot for the first time here in the Retro Kart League, the 22 of Michael Taylor captures the flag. Riley Hadesbeck right there in second tonight. Juan Garland rounds out your podium drivers. Marshall Crocker going to finish in fourth tonight. Jason Davis back in fifth. Stefan Rossman sliding home in sixth, with Quentin Nuttall parking that 98 machine in seventh. Perry Vance finishes tonight's race in the eighth position. Johnny Hamby, with late race troubles, falls through the running order. The 15 RC8 machine gonna finish out tonight's race back in ninth. Austin Dabbs walks away with 10th. James Mirabello parks that Corona machine back in 11th. Chris Brown in 12th. Sean Langdon in 13th. Ray Zerkut finishes out in 14th. Marcellus Bruning with some early trouble. He's going to walk away 15th here tonight. 16th belongs to Chuck Knob, and Bill Smitham in the 55 walks away with the final points in the running order. What a night it was for kicking off the series. We can't wait to see the action next Friday night. Same time, same place, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So with that being said, you know how we love to do things around here. So as always, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So stay safe, stay love, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet ya in Turn 3.